Have you ever felt disrespected, or that someone's words or actions hurt your self-esteem? We often assume that respect comes from the outside, from how others treat us. However, Stoic philosophy points out that true respect begins from within ourselves. If we learn how to adjust our mindset, control our emotions, and apply the principles of Stoicism to our lives, no one can belittle or insult us. In today's video, I will share with you 15 lessons from Stoic philosophy, principles that have stood the test of time, used by great philosophers such as Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. These lessons will not only help you avoid disrespect, but also help you build a strong soul, inner calm, and self-respect. Let's embark on this journey to discover inner freedom and mental strength that no one can take away from you. Once you do this, no one will dare to disrespect you again. As usual, I have a small challenge for you. Watch the video until the end if you are truly serious about maintaining calmness in every situation and improving yourself. Leave a comment saying, "I accept the challenge," or simply, "Challenge accepted," to practice persistence. And let's get started with the first part of today's video. Number 1. Mindfulness. In Stoic philosophy, mindfulness is not simply about being aware of the present moment, but also about a deep understanding of one's mind and life. This mindfulness grants us the ability to control our emotions and avoid impulsive reactions in unexpected situations or when faced with insults. Do you often wonder whether it's the words of others that hurt you, or is it your reaction that causes the pain? Mindfulness requires us to have a clear perception of reality, to see beyond what is out of our control, and to focus on what we can govern, ourselves. Similar to Stoic philosophy, Jesus once taught, "Why do you see the speck in your brother's eye, but fail to see the beam in your eye?" This serves as a reminder that before reacting to others, we should take the time to reflect inwardly with awareness. We can't stop others from saying or doing things that might hurt us, but we can choose how we respond. Mindfulness allows us to realize that insults are merely tests of our mental steadiness and calmness. For example, when faced with criticism at work or disrespect in a relationship, mindfulness helps you not only remain calm, but also see the situation for what it truly is. Often, insults reflect more about the person delivering them than about your true worth. So, are you ready to wake up each day, live mindfully, and seek clarity in every moment? Because only with mindfulness can you truly take control of your life. Number 2. Compassion. Compassion is not a sign of weakness, but an invisible strength born from an understanding heart and a calm soul. In Stoic philosophy, compassion reflects our harmony with human nature. Marcus Aurelius once said, "All men are made one for another. Either then teach them better or bear with them." When we recognize that everyone is fighting their own battles, it becomes easier to empathize and offer help. In modern life, compassion has the power to transform relationships that seem beyond reconciliation. Imagine a stranger bumps into you, and instead of apologizing, they start blaming you. Your first instinct might be anger, but instead of reacting with fury, what if you paused and asked yourself, what might have happened to them this morning? Perhaps they are grappling with silent pain, a job loss, or some other personal struggle. When we pause to realize that everyone carries their burdens, compassion allows us to restrain our anger and open our hearts to empathy. A gentle look or a kind word can provide comfort to someone in distress. Compassion in these moments not only brings peace to the other person, but also to ourselves. Instead of being drawn into conflict, we create a space for forgiveness and reconciliation. Think about it. How many times have we judged someone without knowing the struggles they face? And how many times have we withheld compassion because of our prejudices? Number 3. Impermanence. Impermanence is an inevitable part of life, and it is within this constant change that we find the true meaning of existence. Every moment passes like a breeze, and the things we once believed to be permanent can easily vanish. But instead of running away or fearing it, Stoic philosophy teaches us that only by accepting change can we truly live freely. Have you ever wondered why people often fear change? Perhaps it's because we cling to the past or try to control the future. The truth is, everything in life, from happiness and success to pain and loss, is temporary. Like flowers that bloom for just one season and then fade, impermanence makes every moment more precious. By understanding this, we learn to cherish the present instead of obsessing over what has been lost. A real-life example of impermanence can be seen in major life events. Consider a successful business person who has built a powerful empire, only to see their wealth vanish in an instant due to an economic crisis. However, what defines their strength is not what they own, but how they respond to this impermanence. As Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Life is in constant flux, and impermanence is our lifelong companion. Instead of resisting, we must learn to accept and use change as an opportunity for growth. While we cannot control the passage of time, we can control our minds and how we respond to the transformations in life. So, will you face change with fear or with courage and steadfastness? Number 4. Humility. Humility, in Stoic philosophy, is not simply about lowering oneself, but is a profound recognition of our true place in the universe. It allows us to understand that no matter how many achievements, knowledge, or experiences we gather, they are merely small fragments compared to the vastness of what remains unknown. So, do we have the right to be arrogant? Humility forms the foundation for approaching life with an open heart, ready to learn from everyone and every situation. Have you ever wondered if the difficulties you face in relationships or work stem from not being humble enough to listen to others? When we believe we know everything, we close the door to growth. Don't let pride prevent you from learning something new, even from those you may consider beneath you. Think of successful leaders in modern times, great entrepreneurs or renowned scientists. What sets them apart? They continuously seek new knowledge and remain humble despite their achievements. Bill Gates, one of the wealthiest people in the world, has shared that it is through constant learning and humility in the face of what he does not yet know that he was able to build the Microsoft empire. Humility also helps us face failures with more ease. When we understand that everyone has limitations and that every mistake is an opportunity to learn, we are less likely to inflate our egos or worry about being judged by others. Can you look back at your setbacks and reflect on what you've learned from them? In Stoic philosophy, humility is a spiritual compass guiding us toward true growth and wisdom. Number 5. Right speech. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say. Epictetus. In a world where information spreads rapidly and words are sometimes spoken without careful thought, Stoic philosophy advises us to be mindful of every word we utter. Right speech is not only about speaking the truth, but also about doing so with kindness, respect, and consideration for its impact. Have you ever wondered, what consequences can arise from words spoken in a moment of anger? Can a careless remark deeply wound someone, even if that wasn't our intention? Stoics believe that controlling our words is also about controlling our minds, for our words reflect our thoughts, and ungoverned thoughts lead to impulsive actions. Consider the example of Abraham Lincoln, a renowned leader. In the heat of political conflict, he was known for his calm demeanor and skillful use of language. Rather than attacking his opponents, he chose to demonstrate respect and seek reconciliation, even in the most challenging situations. Lincoln's approach shows that thoughtful speech can reduce conflict and build bridges between seemingly irreconcilable differences. Words, when used correctly, are a powerful tool. They help not only to prevent harm, but also to create a harmonious life where calmness and reflection take precedence over impulsive emotions. So, can you change someone's life by choosing thoughtful and kind words? Number 6. Patience. Patience is a precious virtue, a key that leads us to inner peace. In Stoic philosophy, patience is not merely about waiting, but about the ability to face and respond to difficulties with calmness and composure. It is in the way we handle adversity that patience truly shines. When faced with challenges, do you often feel impatient and restless when things don't go your way? Ask yourself, if you could change your attitude and learn to embrace difficulties with calmness and perseverance, could you find peace and success even in the hardest of times? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Whatever happens to you has been waiting to happen since the beginning of time." Think of a ceramic artist. To create a perfect piece, they must endure countless attempts and failures. Similarly, patience teaches us that progress requires time, and that every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. In daily life, such as when you're waiting for the outcome of an important decision, instead of worrying, use that time to develop yourself. Every waiting period is a chance for you to cultivate calmness and self-discipline. Patience, like a guiding light through difficult times, helps us overcome adversity without being defeated. Let it become your companion, bringing peace and strength to every moment of your life. Number 7. Gratitude. Gratitude, according to Stoic philosophy, is at the heart of inner peace. When we are grateful for the small things in life, we not only recognize the value of the present moment, but also learn to accept changes with a calm mind. Ask yourself, do you often overlook the simple yet valuable things in daily life? A warm meal, fresh air, or your health. These may seem small, but they are the foundation of happiness. We tend to get caught in the cycle of wanting what we don't have, forgetting to appreciate what we already possess. A real-life example of this can be seen in the story of someone who survived a serious accident. After the ordeal, they no longer take simple daily activities like walking or seeing a blue sky for granted. Returning to these simple pleasures made them realize that these seemingly insignificant moments are the true source of happiness. Gratitude helped them redefine the value of life, and from that point, they lived with genuine peace, and contentment. In Stoicism, gratitude goes beyond just thanking life for the good things. It also involves being grateful for the challenges, as they provide opportunities for growth and development. Have you ever thought that instead of cursing your fate during tough times, you could learn to be thankful for the lessons those struggles bring? Live with gratitude every day, and you'll see that life doesn't need to be perfect to be meaningful. We would like to extend our gratitude and congratulations to you for making it halfway through today's video. Your presence here shows that you are fully committed to this journey. Now, let's shift your focus to the remaining 8 principles as we continue exploring the process of pausing and reflecting during your journey of personal growth. Number 8. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the most challenging yet valuable lessons in Stoic philosophy. It is not merely about letting go of grudges, but it is the act of freeing oneself from the chains of suffering. As Marcus Aurelius, the famous Stoic emperor and philosopher, once said, "Begin each day by telling yourself, 'Today I shall be meeting with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness.' These things are inevitable in life, but we have the power to choose how we respond to them." Forgiving does not mean accepting what is wrong. It is about releasing our souls from the burden of hatred. Looking at the life of Jesus Christ, we see the image of a person who consistently chose forgiveness, even in the face of those who insulted and tortured him. "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." This statement is not only a symbol of boundless compassion, but also a reminder of the power of forgiveness. If Jesus, in the most agonizing moments, could forgive, can we, as ordinary people, do the same? Forgiveness does not imply that we condone injustice. It is simply the choice to not allow pain and anger to control our lives. Think of a time when you held on to resentment. Did it improve your life, or did it make you feel heavier? Forgiveness is the path to regaining inner peace. When we forgive, we do not just set others free, we liberate ourselves. Remember, forgiveness is not a sign of weakness. It is the highest symbol of spiritual strength. During my exploration of the profound wisdom of Stoicism, I was deeply impressed by this proverb. The richest person is not the one who has the most, but the one who needs the least. This saying leads us to a core practice of Stoicism, which is also the 9th key to becoming exceptionally wise. Number 9. Contentment. Have you ever wondered why humans always crave more, even when they already have so much? Contentment is not about lacking or giving up, but rather the art of accepting and appreciating what we already possess. The lesson of contentment teaches us that happiness does not come from accumulating more wealth, fame, or power, but from being grateful and satisfied with the simple, ordinary things in life. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. How often do you find yourself caught in the cycle of comparison and envy? We are frequently swept up in the desire to reach for luxuries and societal milestones. But how much of that truly brings us peace? Contentment comes from realizing that nothing is permanent, and learning to be satisfied with the present moment leads to a calmer, more peaceful life. Stoicism does not discourage us from having dreams, but it reminds us that the true value of life lies in how we perceive and appreciate what we already have. If we nurture thoughts of sufficiency, our souls will remain at peace, unbothered by things beyond our control. You may find examples in those around you, people who live simple yet meaningful lives. What makes them happy? Is it their wealth? Or is it simply their ability to cherish the little things life offers? Feel free to share your insights and stories in the comments below. Number 10. Generosity. Generosity is a virtue deeply valued in Stoic philosophy, not just because it benefits others, but because it nourishes our souls. In the world of Stoicism, generosity is not simply about sharing material possessions. It is, at its core, the willingness to give without expecting anything in return. Ask yourself, have you ever given something without expecting anything back? Did that action make you feel lighter and freer? That is the essence of Stoic generosity. When we give selflessly, we not only free ourselves from the chains of ambition and selfishness, but we also foster genuine connections with those around us. Generosity doesn't always have to be material. It can be the sharing of time and knowledge, or even just offering a listening ear and understanding to someone in need. In modern life, we see examples of successful individuals who donate large portions of their wealth to charitable causes, or teachers who volunteer to educate children in underserved areas. These actions not only bring positive change to others, but also give a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment to the givers themselves. When practiced sincerely, generosity brings about spiritual freedom. It reminds us that true value does not lie in how much we own, but in how we use what we have to make the world a better place. Are you ready to live more generously? Number 11. Equanimity. In life, everyone will inevitably face challenges and adversities that may seem overwhelming, as if they could drown us in chaos and despair. But what if you could stand firm in the storm with a calm heart, unaffected by the worst of circumstances? Serenity is not a gift from the universe, but an inner strength that each of us can cultivate and attain. It serves as a shield that protects the soul from emotional tempests and is the true path to spiritual freedom. But have we truly understood and embodied this way of living? Have you ever encountered a difficult situation where you felt utterly out of control? Perhaps it was a career setback, the end of a relationship, or simply the everyday struggles that weigh you down. Our natural reaction is often panic, anxiety, or anger. But what if we could step back, remain calm, and observe everything objectively? Would we be able to find a more rational and enlightened way forward? For a real-life example, consider great leaders like Nelson Mandela. He endured 27 years of imprisonment, yet he maintained patience and serenity, eventually emerging as a symbol of peace and forgiveness. Serenity is not about avoiding reality. It is the ability to face it with steadfastness, strength, and unwavering composure. Have you ever wondered how your life would change if you could maintain serenity in all circumstances? Try stepping back and observing. Serenity is the key to navigating through any storm. Number 12. Mindful consumption. In a world where we are constantly surrounded by material temptations, Stoicism reminds us that mindful consumption is not just about controlling how we use resources, but also about how we nourish the soul. Do we truly need luxurious items and expensive conveniences, or are we simply being swept up in the endless societal whirlpool? Marcus Aurelius once said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Consumption is not only about material things, but also includes everything we take in daily, from food and clothes to ideas and emotions. Do the things you consume truly bring you peace, or do they just add to the anxiety of chasing after the unnecessary? Modern society encourages unconscious consumption, from unnecessary shopping to the endless stream of information on social media. But do you need all of it, or are these things just weighing down your mind? Stoic philosophy teaches that happiness and freedom come from within. Take Steve Jobs, for example. He embraced a minimalist lifestyle, avoiding unnecessary distractions so he could focus on his core mission. His conscious consumption allowed him to concentrate on what truly mattered in his life. Have you ever wondered how much lighter and freer your life could become if you consumed more consciously, from the food you eat and the clothes you wear to how you spend your time? Conscious consumption is not just about controlling behavior. It's about choosing the right path for both your mind and soul. Number 13. Kindness. Have you ever wondered how a small, kind gesture can change someone's life? Sometimes, just a smile or a simple act of help is enough to ease the silent suffering someone may be enduring. Stoic philosophy teaches us that kindness is not only about how we treat others, but also how we treat ourselves. When we are kind to others, we cultivate a peaceful soul, free from the weight of selfishness or calculation. Consider examples of kindness in life. Mother Teresa is a prime example. She devoted her life to caring for the poor and the sick, asking for nothing in return. While not everyone can live as she did, the simple act of practicing kindness in small, everyday actions can still bring about profound change. If everyone made kindness a habit, the world would surely become a better place. So, where can you begin? Look around. Who might need your help today? What can you give without expecting anything in return? Kindness is the foundation that helps us become better versions of ourselves in the eyes of others and our reflection. After exploring the power of kindness, we want to introduce you to another equally powerful tool: compassion. Compassion is not a sign of weakness, but rather the strength to rise above our selfish desires, understand the pain of others, and respond with empathy. Let's delve deeper into the incredible power of compassion in the next section. Number 14. Self-compassion. Compassion, according to Stoic philosophy, is not merely about feeling sympathy for others, but also about gaining a deep understanding of human nature. There is a famous saying that emphasizes this: everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Be kind, always. Have you ever encountered someone who acted rudely or hurt you without any clear reason? Our usual reaction might be anger or resentment, but try to pause and ask yourself, what might have caused them to act this way? Are they dealing with pain or struggles we cannot see? Stoic philosophy encourages us to respond to cruelty with understanding and forgiveness, rather than retaliation. Compassion is the key to freeing ourselves from judgment and rising to a higher moral ground. Take, for instance, the lives of figures like Mahatma Gandhi or the Dalai Lama. Despite facing great challenges, they consistently demonstrated compassion and love toward all people, even those who wronged them. This is the highest form of compassion that Stoic philosophy aspires to, not just for those who are easy to love, but for those who have lost their way. Ask yourself, if we could face all injustices with compassion, how would our lives change? Compassion not only eases the suffering of others, but also brings true peace and happiness to ourselves. Number 15. Inner peace. Inner peace, a state that everyone desires, but often finds elusive. In Stoic philosophy, inner peace does not come from avoiding adversity or seeking external perfection, but from the ability to accept reality and control our reactions. It is our mindset and attitude toward life, not what happens around us, that determines the level of tranquility in our soul. Inner peace can be found in the simplest moments of everyday life, even when faced with pressure and stress. Imagine a morning when you wake up, preparing to go to work. On your way, you encounter a traffic jam, horns blaring, and delays making you anxious and frustrated. This is a situation almost everyone has experienced. So, how will you react? Most of us easily feel stressed, irritated, or even angry, because this is beyond our control. But if you pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that worrying about traffic won't change the situation, you might maintain your calm. You could enjoy a favorite song on the radio or use this time to reflect on something positive. This shift in thought and attitude allows you to find peace amidst chaos. You might ask yourself, if today I stop demanding everything to be perfect and just focus on controlling my thoughts, will I feel lighter? Inner peace is not distant. It is within your grasp, starting with a change in how you perceive life. When you truly understand and apply the 15 lessons from Stoic philosophy, you will realize that life is filled with situations that may make you feel judged or disrespected, but the most important thing is how you react. You will develop a steadfast, strong, and self-controlled spirit, something no one can break. At that point, respect will not only come from others, but more importantly, you will learn to respect yourself. Walk with confidence, knowing that no one can disrespect you unless you allow it. The journey to earning respect isn't a distant goal. It begins today, from how you treat yourself and the world around you. Your peace and self-respect are inviolable, and all you need to do is choose to control yourself. Everything else will naturally change for the better. If you enjoyed the video, please comment with a 1, and if you didn't, comment with a 0 so we can continue to improve our content and make it even better. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to never miss the next videos on Stoic living and personal growth.